I'm curious to see how this one's going to play out. For the formal introductions now, I'm going to throw it to Jeff Hobbs.
Ladies and gentlemen, your next bout of the evening is your feature bout of the night, and it's sponsored by the 0 Hour. This bout is in the light heavyweight division and scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Your first fighter, fighting out of the Allure Properties blue corner. He weighed in at 201 pounds. He has a record of 0 wins with just 1 loss. He is fighting out of Knoxville, Tennessee. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Marshall Murphey. And his opponent, fighting out of the Knoxville Mortgage Brokers red corner. He weighed in at 205.8 pounds. He also has a record of 0 wins with just 1 defeat. He's representing Agoge Combatives out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Miles Peak.
Miles really locked down on Marshall here.
Yeah, Miles is a little bit thicker. Marshall's a little bit taller. They look to be evenly matched, though, and I just have a sense that this is going to be a really explosive
Fireworks,
fight. Yep.
fireworks, yep.
Oh, big outside leg kick right off the bat.
Yes.
Murphey looking to grab a hold and lands a huge slam.
Man, big slam.
You could definitely tell that Murphy's got some wrestling experience from that takedown.
He showed that in his first bout that we saw here at the Joe against Jeff Jankowski. Started out hot with the wrestling, and it's a matter of managing the energy. You know, wrestling is exhausting.
Hopefully he's made adjustments to his cardio and kind of figured out that it's an extreme pace in this in an MMA fight, you know.
And he is really putting it to Miles just in that smothering position and just using a lot of pressure. Miles keeping him in the half guard.
Yeah, that was a very heavy slam there that he landed.
You could tell Marshall's got a squeeze on him, you know, so that could be a good thing or that could be a bad thing. You don't want to gash your arms out in this position. I'd like to see him maybe land some damage from the top position right here.
You're 100% right, Robbie.
He's riding a little high, but he is still in that smothering position with Miles, which is, like you said, very exhausting, especially for someone this big, as he's got the neck of Miles.
Miles got to watch the neck here.
I don't think that there's been one shot thrown on the ground yet.
No, you're right.
He's got to make Miles pay from this position while he's got him on the ground.
Yep, Murphy with another hot. Now he goes into mount. That was very skillfully done by Murphy.
Yep.
He's got the mount position. This is a very dominant position in MMA. There's some punches being thrown.
Referee taking a good look here.
Yep. Miles still making movement, and he is making an attempt at like a really deep guard here, but now
Miles hasn't taken any damage from being on the ground.
He really hasn't. No, he really hasn't.
Murphy's looking for maybe some kind of key lock, maybe an Americano here. That arm is in the mix, but he's content to just have the superior position at the moment.
I think he's going to go with a head and arm triangle. I think he's trying to position a little bit better, and he's going to switch to the side.
Round one, the sweat hasn't really taken a hold yet. That's a good time to go for a sub. We've seen it all night.
Yeah, he is trying to isolate the left arm of Miles.
There he goes, a good mount escape from Miles.
Yes.
Miles ends up on top here. 35 seconds for him to work.
That was good. Miles needed that.
So Murphy had a very advantageous position early in the round.
This crowd is going wild.
Yeah, this atmosphere, you know, anytime you throw a peek on the card, the Joe just goes bananas.
And Miles trying to get that high guard established. And these guys are going to bang it out the last 8.
All right, we get to
good,
see
solid
a
round right there.
ladies and gentlemen.
Now, guys, I really, truly believe that Miles kind of got a get-out-of-jail-free card on that round. You know, he was in a very bad spot. not much damage done. As you can see here, you have Murphy. Watch this takedown. It's perfectly timed off of the side kick.
Yes.
It is, and he catches his opponent off balance, and ooh,
That was a big takedown.
way to get his head out of there too. We've seen fighters knock themselves out with those big slams where their head comes down.
But Miles showed that he could get off of his back.
Yeah.
And so what is that going to mean this next round now that he has that confidence that he can get off of his back?
It's a psychological game, and you got to wonder if Murphy is going to want to engage in that realm again after he got the best position, didn't necessarily do the most with it. The corner of Peak's got to be feeling confident. You know, their fighter survived the storm round 1, but
yeah, he's got some good cornermen here with Trevor, Sterling, and Torres Finney. Greg Hopkins yelling from the corner as well.
Let's keep an eye on the cardio of Murphy here. I mentioned about it in his first fight. Now, that was a grueling fight, but that was a lot of grappling there in round 1.
I think that you could expect Murphy to come out for another takedown where he had success.
That jab was
nice
strong.
And now Miles initiating the grappling sequence.
Going to the ground now.
Right in front of us here. Oh, circling around.
Right here, usually whoever has the double underhooks is going to win the battle, and Miles has the underhooks. And see, he gets on top because of those underhooks.
There you go. Sounds like a man who has spent some hours in the gym and seen how these grappling exchanges play out.
Looks like Marshall's trying to, he attempted to set up a triangle. Now he's trying to isolate that left arm of Miles.
This is how the end of round 1 happened. It was with Miles Peak inside of the guard, but from the judge's eyes, if Miles is inside of this guard, landing pop shots like this, he's winning the round.
Creating damage,
he is. And that's big because first round, even though Miles was able to reverse, it probably went to Murphy off of the strength of the 2 slams from the top control.
Oh, there he does have a triangle. Oh, but Miles slips out of it pretty easily, and he has the neck of Marshall. He has it pretty tight.
And Murphy pops his head out. He just wasn't deep enough. Sometimes those guillotines are hard to get.
Nice up kick. Nice up kick. Yeah, and the sweat maybe starts to play a factor too with the grip.
Especially with a sweaty bald guy like Miles.
Well, we go back to standing.
Murphy throws a little head kick. That's something we haven't seen yet out of him.
No, and Murphy had a really nice looking jab to start the round. Good balance by Murphy, and he's charging in right now.
Miles taking the left leg of Marshall as an attempted takedown against the fence.
Good takedown from Miles right here. Let's see what he can do with this. If he can get to a dominant position right here, look to land some damage.
Yeah, Marshall does have that neck, but he's not in a good position. And it's hard to create much when you have your back against the cage like that.
You know, so far in this fight, we got a minute left in the second round, and this has been a very evenly matched fight.
Yeah, it really has,
You kind of sense that with just looking at their body types, that there wasn't going to be one person necessarily dominating with the strength. I thought at moments Murphy's had great technique, but Miles has a lot of heart, and he's also showed a good knowledge of how to defend himself and get out of bad spots.
And he's letting Miles needs more of those.
Miles needs some more of those.
Miles is doing a great job at keeping his arms on the inside, staying. He knows when the submission's coming. You can tell that he's got a feel for the submissions. He's got good defense.
Yep.
Let's go, baby! Come on!
Got 10 seconds left here in the second round.
Marshall again attempting that triangle.
Right there, he got his guard pass, you know.
And this is a great way for Miles to end this round. A great way. Wow.
If he could have got there with about 30 seconds left, you could have looked at the end of the fight right there.
And I bet you he goes back to it because round 1 probably edges Murphy. Round 2's got to go to Peak, and it's all in front of both of these guys round 3. And if Peak can find himself back in that position again, he looked great. He looked dangerous, and those shots were definitely taking a toll.
So, Robbie, you're in the corner of Marshall. What are you telling him?
Right here, it looks like Marshall, he needs to, as his coach, you need to pick him up and tell him that he is capable of winning this fight. Yeah. And that first round, he definitely won it. He needs to get back to that. He needs to dig down deep, catch his breath, go out there, and he needs to put Miles on his back and hold him and land some damage. That could win the fight for him.
Yep, I agree.
100%.
These guys both, I don't want to say spent, but they put it out there.
It's been such a heavy grappling affair, and in the moments there hasn't been grappling on the feet, each guy has thrown some pretty heavy power shots.
Yep. This turned out to be an amazing fight.
Murphey is sucking wind right now. That's a great way to try and get some oxygen into your lungs.
Miles rounding up for that power shot.
Oh!
There it is! There it is!
Big right hand. I'm not positive if the right hand connected. I know that he had one leg in the air, but if that did connect, you know, you could be looking at a dangerous situation for Murphy.
Visually, too, the judges, they saw a big overhand right and an opponent hit the ground.
Yes.
Maybe we'll get a look at it on a replay. I'd like to see if that did land or graze or how substantial that was.
We got Marshall setting up that triangle again.
See, Murphy's went for this triangle, and it's putting him in a dangerous spot because he's not controlling Miles' posture.
You're right.
He's letting him posture out of it and get his guard passed. And now he's in Miles is in a dominant position. He could end the fight right here.
Yeah, and that's a really strong guy to be playing a bottom game like that with. It really is.
Plenty of time to work as we're approaching 2 minutes left in the third round, right where you want to be if you're Miles Peak.
Yep. I think Miles wants to create a little bit of space between the fence, establish a full mount.
And Miles is right over there in front of all of his supporters.
Oh, he's got his corner right there.
He's looking to pin this arm down. This is a dangerous spot for Murphy. Yep. He's got his arm trapped. These are some shots being landed here. They might not look like much, but these punches add up.
Yes, absolutely right. Miles has been able to inflict a lot of damage on the side control and in mount as he establishes full mount here.
Oh, and he gets turned over. What a turning point in this fight.
That was a tactical mistake, and now Murphy's got to, I'll tell you what he lacked in ground and pound before, he's going for it. Oh, Murphy's spent, but he's got to get on top of him.
He is tired.
Yeah, he is tired.
Oh, what a turnabout.
Miles has more gas in the tank.
Yes,
He's got more gas in the tank.
He does.
If Murphy could have just mustered a little bit more, it was there for him, but that's great heart by Miles Peak. Never gave up, fought through, and he finds himself on top with a minute to go here in round 3.
You know, Murphy, he's a great fighter. It's just his cardio is failing him here in this third round. Miles has a little bit more gas.
Again. And Miles has been able to so well put his head down and clip Marshall in that guard where he's not even upset. He's not actively trying to pass the guard because he's making good damage here.
And when you have a 205-pound man smothering you,
yes,
it's going to take some gas.
Yep.
That's a lot of man.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And there it is again.
Oh, big punch.
Oh! Miles is looking for the knockout. He is not leaving to the judges at all.
Oh!
He's tired.
Murphy is in some danger.
Pure exhaustion right here. Miles is going to capitalize
15
on
seconds
it.
to go.
He's going to try to land some
Yeah,
shots right here.
He
I feel.
wants the armbar. He's going for the armbar.
He does! Miles Peak takes the win! Miles Peak, oh my gosh! Wow! With seconds left in the third round, Miles Peak takes the victory back home to Alabama.
Amazing armbar for Miles Peak.
Incredible!
And you got to tip your hat to Marshall Murphy. That was a hell of a
fight. The crowd is going wild here at Cotton Eye Joe's.
He
what
had
an
to know
amazing
that
fight.
10-second clacker went off.
Yeah, look at here's the fight-ending armbar right here.
There it is, look.
And I didn't see it. I think a lot of people didn't. And
there
boom,
it is.
Miles says, I'm not leaving this one up. Right when he claps at 10 seconds.
Amazing.
With 7 seconds remaining in the third round, Miles takes the victory.
Do not leave the fight to the judges, folks. And Miles did not.
Amazing. A stunning turn of events in that third round. That third round had a little bit of everything.
Miles Peak with the finish. Wow, what an impressive finish.
That's got to feel good, too, in front of all these family and supporters and fellow Agogi gym training partners.
When you look at a record, a submission looks better than a decision victory.
Yeah.
And he got it done. Decision victory.
Well, the finish streak is rolling on here. That was amazing. Miles Peak victorious. Round 3 armbar just before the bell. Jeff Hobbs is in the ring, and we're going to make it official right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee stops this bout at 2 minutes and 55 seconds of the third round.
Wow.
Your winner by submission by way of armbar, Miles Peak.
What a battle, what a battle.
You know, that's another, you all said, I haven't got to watch